Hey guys, this is Arif from TechShare. So today I'm going to share another video of our of my XM Cloud series. So I have already posted over 10 videos on XM Cloud, so you guys can go and check this out. I already so I'm going to add the playlist. I already have made that on for you guys. So I am going to share the playlist in the description as well, so you can go and check all the videos. Alright, so today I'm going to share the dictionary of XM Cloud. It is very interesting or important, you can say, because if you want to create a let's say configurable, especially if you have multiple languages set up for your site, right? Then you definitely want to have some sort of keys will be there, and the phrase or the value would be different for different languages. That's the concept. So what I mean by that is, let's say if you see here in the dictionary, so I have created this test dictionary folder, and underneath that I have created two entry. One is by now and another one is test data. So you can see here the key is important, and this is the by now. And you can see here another thing is, this is a shared field and the phrase is unversion field. What does that mean? So if you have multiple languages here, and then if you create another language version, then the key would always remain same because it is shared across all the language version. And I believe a lot of people, a lot of Sitecore developers still don't know what is unversion. Unversion is a separate kind of field that will only work for the language version, but no changes on the number version. What does that mean is, so let's say you have by now for English. So let's say there is another language called German. So if you create a version using German, then the key would always be same by now because it's a shared field, but the phrase would be empty. So you have to provide a phrase because each of the language version will have a separate phrase. That is the reason why people use different language, because different language means different phrase. But let's say you increase the number version, so number version will always remain same. So let's say this, so let me give an example. So by now, see if I go and create a number version, and then second version, if I say 2, I save this one, and then if I go to version on, you would see this is still 2, because the version doesn't really matter if it is unversion field, because it would always be the same for across all the version that you have. But if you have a different language here, surely you can have a different values there. You would have the ability to add a separate value. So anyway, so I needed to explain that on just to clarify how this translation works, because ideally you have, let's say, 5 different languages. So you would want your 5 different types of labels will be there in your website. So let's say you have a German, so you want to have a German title, let's say, but English will have a different title. Similarly, maybe Italian will have another title, right? So that is the reason. So if you, let's say, use this dictionary and capture the data, if you use dictionary, then it is the best place for it, which is by design support this architecture. Now what I'm going to do is how to use the dictionary. So it's not a, well, I mean, there are a lot of things you could potentially do here. So you can group a different dictionary folder for different feature you have, and then you can have your dictionaries. And the other thing is, what will happen if you have multiple sites running and you wanna have a shared site, right? And then you might have a lot of different phrases or keys or dictionary entries in the shared site. So in that case, what you could do is you can specify the base or fallback domain, which is basically, let's say you have a shared site, and in the shared site you have, let's say, 10 different dictionaries. So you can basically use this fallback domain and point to that particular dictionary in that site, and you can utilize the shared dictionary as well, because dictionary is present in each of the sites. So it is really necessary if you have a shared site. So this is very very basic thing. The other thing is, once you create the site, it basically does everything for you. So in the site settings, you can have the dictionary related settings here, so dictionary domain and dictionary path. So that is all set up for you. So ideally you are not going to change them. So that basically points to the same dictionary that you have under the same site. Alright, so this is all about the dictionary and dictionary entries. You already saw that on here. And now how to use this one. So the starter kit or starter template that Sitecore has, it already configured the dictionary for you guys. So if you go and check the app.txt file here, tsx file, sorry, and then here you can see the dictionary actually already passed in that root starting point of the application. And this dictionary basically is provided as a provider here, and the reason behind that is, so I already console this dictionary entry. So you can see here in the application I just created here, so the dictionary entry, so I only have 2. So you can see here the keys is appearing like this, and the value is a string here. So this comes as a provider, means if you want to use in the component side, it is really easy. So if you use this library, so I'm using this I89 provider, which is very handy and very useful and very easy. So since it's already provided here as a provider, so what you just need to do is, in the component level, you just need to use them, because the dictionary data is already available there. For an easy testing purpose, what I have done here is, I guess in the title component that Sitecore already provided as a part of the default starter kit, right? Those are the default components for foundation component. So here what you just need to do is, you could use this use I18n, like the way that you use the providers. It's like that, and then it basically exposes a function called t. T is basically a function that can receive the key. So once you provide the key here, you will get the value here, as simple as this. So this value is is configured here. And the other interesting thing is, you might ask that, hey, this is English, but what will happen if I have a other language? I change that language. So you don't need to worry, because Sitecore already configured the project in a way, if it uses any other language, the dictionary will automatically load based on that particular language version. What does that mean? Sorry, that means is, if you go here, the dictionary entry here, so let's say this by now has a different value for other language, and if you switch the site to that language, you will get the value pushed by the Sitecore there. So you don't need to worry about that one at all. So yeah, let's run this application. So this by now, so what I have done is, in the title I have used this one at the at the very first kind of place here. So if I go and see here, so this is the title, and then this by now appears here. Now if I go here and change this by now, say by now something, and save this one, and then refresh, so you can see here this by now something appears here from this phrase. So it's super useful, super handy. I guess that's all. So you now understand and now know the details of the dictionary and how useful it is, especially when you are going to support the multilingual feature in your site, in your apps, because then you literally don't need anything really. Sitecore has provided everything for you. Dictionary services are there. I believe you would have some idea now about the dictionary, and if you have any questions or any other thing concern, just send me a message. I'll be available to help you guys. Bye.